Now, our next guest in this Art of the Telco Pivot section is a man that needs no introduction, the Group Chief Technology and Information Officer for Telefonica. I'm delighted to welcome Enrique Blanco. Enrique, hello.
Hi, Nick. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Now, Telefonica has been really leading in its 5G efforts. Perhaps you'd start by just outlining for us briefly the three key pillars of Telefonica's 5G strategy.
So the 5G itself, it is first of all thinking in the customer. So how the customer is waiting that we are offering them the 5G itself. So the first of all, it is guaranteed that we have the enhanced mobile broadband capabilities in the 5G in the earlier stages of 5G. This is something we are doing in all the countries. We announced that we will be covering the 75% of the commercial coverage in Spain, and we are doing the same in the rest of countries once the smartphone they are not a bottleneck. And the first it is offering our customer the possibility using the DSS technology to enjoy about the enhanced mobile broadband capabilities linked to the 5G. And by the hand, it is about the new standard of quality and the voice over 5G new radio, which is extremely close to the voice over LTE and the voice over IP. So going out of the traditional voice over 3G with the circuit switch, so that all of us we are improving in a new way of voice quality will be in the mindset of our customers. So this 5G evolution it is key in the non-standalone approach. This is the first pillar. How we can guarantee the coverage of this and how our revenue will be ready. This is the first one. The second one it is that we are building this with an pure open architectures. So we are opening all the capabilities, and this is fully applicable to the 5G and to the FTTH with the GPON. So open all the interfaces that we can do. This is opening all the platform, the packet core, opening the IMS, opening all the traditional monolith platforms. So it is a pure open concept. And the third one, it is about we cannot manage the network itself. We cannot manage all the services. We cannot manage the asset that we have in a pure virtualized network with the traditional role of the operating model. We are building a new operating model, and this new operating model, it is using AI capabilities. It is using a new skill of technical people serving the customer. So it is a new concept that it is fully linked to this software and this pure cloud telco approach. So these are the three key pillars that we are building. And this is the initial stages of this. So with the standalone capabilities, we will be in the new paradigm, and this will be by the hand of the new services and the new architectures.
So, Enrique, in terms of monetization of 5G, Telefonica has really been leading with a commitment to have Spain at full coverage by the end of 2020, one of the most aggressive plans in Europe, and 100% coverage with fiber by 2025. That's going to put Spain in a leading position. And I know in many of your other markets, you're also quite aggressive on 5G. Where are you in terms of monetizing that? Is it clear the path to monetization, or are you investing with a belief that it will pay back later?
If there is some people that they had a clear idea about it, the 5G have a clear application that they are pushing the monetization. So to be honest, so it will be good for me trying to understand. So this is not still the case. So what Telefonica is doing, so from a pure objective way of thinking. So once the devices, smartphones, so they are not a bottleneck. Once the customer can be acquiring these kind of devices, so it is the moment trying to launch the non-standalone approach in a massive way. This means 5G non-standalone. This means being a massive use of DSS. DSS means that we can be extremely good in terms of spectrum, and we can offer our customer the possibility to use the 5G enhanced mobile broadband capabilities. So this is the first step. This is what we're trying to do. It is to complement to our customer the possibility to use all the capabilities of the DSS in the 5G non-standalone. So this is the first step. So by the end of this, there are any other product and services relevant as the IoT itself that can be launched. So, but an additional capabilities through the massive IoT that Telefonica is doing. So the first step in 5G it is coverage and enhanced mobile broadband and all the quality of the voice, who it is coming with the voice over 5G new radio or voice over LTE that need to be done massively, and we need to finish with the voice over 3G or circuit switch, who it is a must for all of us. 5G itself, it is helping us trying to go through a massive capabilities in terms of capacity. So this is because 5G, it is key. So the huge monetization opportunity with the 5G that will be coming with the standalone itself. And the standalone itself means that we need to evolve the core, the packet core, and all the rest of the pieces. So we are extremely in a very good position with the fiber capabilities connecting the base station and all the capabilities that we are building around the backbone that we are improving, and for sure the edge computing capabilities when the operators and any other players at the Microsoft, Google, and so on, they will play. And so first step, TSS, enhanced mobile broadband and voice with high quality. And later on, we will be improving with the standalone. And I'm fully convinced that in the B2B with the private networks and the rest, we will have an extraordinary opportunity, and with the IoT. So trying to growth in services and to growth in monetization. So, and don't forget it that once we will be investing in 5G, we will be reducing the rest of investing in 4G. So this is something that it is not one plus plus, it is one or other. So, and in the 2021, 2022, so we will see a smooth migration in terms of CapEx in these both technologies.
That's a very clear pathway, Enrique. And I think one of the things you talk about there in terms of that extraordinary opportunity must be linked to the role of partnerships with others, be that customers or other industries. It was interesting to see recently Telefonica Germany taking the bold move to work with AWS in terms of their network workloads. One of the first operators again in the world to go down that path. Tell us a little bit about how you see the right partnership between hyperscalers that are sometimes seen as the competition to telcos today and a company like Telefonica.
So this is this game, it is adding players. So if somebody is thinking that he can do it alone, he's making a big mistake. Telefonica announced an agreement with the main hyperscalers. So we announced an extraordinary good deal with the people of Google. We did it with the people of Azure, and we are cooperating in cybersecurity with the people of AWS. So we are getting all the benefit, all the flexibility that we have with this kind of partner. So and we are running together in the most of the cloud services and so on. So, for instance, if you see what we have been doing with the AWS guys, so one of the key pieces of the 5G evolution, our EPC operation, we have been hosting in AWS. So, following our Uniconnect infrastructure, so guaranteeing the orchestration, so one, but we are working with them. And for all the services, especially for the B2B, so we are working with Microsoft, with Azure. We are working with Azure. We are working extremely high with the Teams platform that is doing an extraordinary good performance. So the evolution through the software pieces in services for the B2B and the B2C, with the IT pieces and with the pure cloudified pieces of the network itself, it is going to be a gaming of mixing together the possibility that we have working on flexible networks. So, and this is something who cannot be stopped. So this is going to happen. And if you see what it is going to happen with the Open RAN, with the evolution of the radio, when we will be hosting our pieces, it will be a matter of me thinking when we will be much more flexible, when we will be much more efficient. And to be honest, despite the signing of the agreement that we have with the hyperscaler, so we will cooperate because we need to think only one thing, it is the customer. So he needs to perceive connectivity and services working in a much more efficient way. And this is what we are doing, being extremely pragmatic and being sure that we are learning and we have extremely high capabilities to compete in the market using all our assets and our knowledge.
Now, let me move you on, Enrique, to one of the topics that's dear to my heart and I know to yours, which is, of course, the revolution that needs to happen in telco IT. When I first met you a few years ago and you had recently merged network and IT in Telefonica, we talked about how we needed to really move the IT of telecoms forward. And as you know, and we've been working very closely since then to make that happen with the open digital architecture. Keen to hear from you, what's your perspective on where the market is today in terms of telco IT? Is it moving in the right direction and is it moving fast enough?
Nick, I remember in my career, so I remember at the meeting that we have in Madrid, so discussing about how will be the future and the relationship and the cooperation with Telefonica and the TM Forum. I remember perfectly. So, and I was telling you that how we were doing, it is good approach, good relationship, but it is less than the 20% that we can do together. So when I say together, it is together with you and what you represent. It is how we can work together as an industry, evolving the IT itself. So I remember how very tough situation we were supporting with the full stack evolution. So without being clear, crystal clear, how will be the final architecture and how will be the pieces. When you have clarity about the architecture, and this is an industry architecture, so it is crystal clear that the providers, the technological vendors, they will be providing the different pieces that you need. So, and this is what happened so with the meeting, and I really appreciate and really thanks to you and your organization, because with the open architecture that we have today, so we have crystal clear what to do with the legacy and how to evolve the full stack itself, going through a pure cloud native with a clear architecture, and we are identifying which are the pieces that we need to go to the final IT evolution. So this is today. So we have the ODA. So we have the TODA architecture, but this is more than on papers and a lot of interfaces. It is, which is the final goal that we need to get to achieve, and who are the vendors that they are helping us trying to go to this final architecture with this puzzle that it is helping us trying to manage the pieces. So, and I really appreciate the position of the TM Forum and your personal position. Thank you very much. It has been extremely fruitful for us. And today we are extremely comfortable because we know what we want and how to get it. And this is not only the Telefonica perspective, it is the industry, and you are the industry. So clear architecture, clear pieces, clear evolution of the IT, going through the full stack through a pure native cloud. So, and when I am working with my partner, my provider of IT, so all of them, they are offering me so pieces of the puzzle that we build together. So, and you know, this is the right way to work. So I'm fully convinced that we will be changing something. We will be changing a little bit part of the puzzle, but finally, so we have this, and with this we can work, and we can see which is the future. So let me say, in the German operation, in the UK operation, so we are prosecuting, we are working very hard trying to get the final architecture that you have been helping us to build. So for me, so this is one of the best news. Sorry, but when Telefonica need to take decisions, so, and we did it in the past, so which is the right technology to offer internet access for the customers? So in 2000, it is ADSL. In 2010, it is FTTH with GPON, 10 GPON in the evolution. So in the TV, it is the IPTV approach. So in the IT, so today we know that ODA, it is the right architecture. So not the industry is moving because there is a volume of providers, there is a volume of operators. So this is, we know now which is the play that we are doing. So, and this is extraordinary good news. And I'm not comfortable because I'm not happy, but I know what I want.
Yes, and it's thanks to that.
Great.
Thanks to that vision, Enrique, that I think, and your support and Telefonica's direct input, that we are moving in the right direction. A lot more work to be done, but we do have good momentum, and it's thanks and appreciation to you as well. Now, let me move on to a similar topic, because you've been also a big proponent of O-RAN very recently, actually, in terms of not only looking at the movement of the network to be softwareized, but also to move that to an open source basis. How do you see the network and IT worlds coming together in standards terms, O-RAN and ODA really working together, and how is that working within Telefonica?
It is working. So it is working in the right way. Let me say so. The traditional radio architecture that we have today, so it is unsustainable. So it is not flexible. It is being just one by one. So, and the vendors ecosystem need to be improved. So this is, we are working, maybe some people it is thinking that it is because there is some issues with some vendors. No, we are working in this more than 5 years ago. So this is not new. So in the same way that we think that the evolved packet core and the pieces of IT, doesn't matter it is for the B2B or whatever, or the catalog, so one can be virtualized. Why we cannot virtualize the baseband that we have today, antenna and baseband linking in one-to-one? Why we cannot open interfaces? Why we cannot build an ecosystem of new providers helping us trying to provide the baseband itself in a pure cloudified architecture? Why we cannot do it with the OLT, which is the intelligence of the GPON? So why we cannot build an open broadband? So there is nothing who we cannot manage and change and evolve, trying to get this final approach. And because of this, so today with the Open RAN and all the main operators working together, and I really thanks all of them. So we have extremely close the possibility to go through a pure 4G and 5G in a multi-band capabilities, building a new paradigm of Open RAN approach. And we are using exactly the same pieces of the ODA capabilities, exactly the same architecture, going through a very similar approach. And it is true that we need still to be working in the new operating model, because in this, we have the OSS, which is the operating systems that we need to manage. So with the hardware, the software pieces of the network. So this means that with the same architecture, maybe with different system integrators, we can build a new absolutely pure telco cloud approach. So it is very difficult to understand which is the difference with the IT itself, with a catalog or BSS, or pure baseband capabilities in the Open RAN, on how will be the OSS with the new operating model that we are doing. So the integrators, they will be different. The software providers, they will be different in the ecosystem, but the final envelope, it is in the same framework. So, and this is extraordinarily good. First of all, because we are opening the market. Second one, because we are simplifying and giving an additional flexibility. And finally, we will be reducing the CapEx necessities. And this means that if we are doing this, so we are serving our customer, because we can offer them much more capacity network, an additional and flexible and efficient network itself, and we can manage with different skill network and IT. So ODA plus Open RAN, it is the intellectual final concept that we are trying to reach. So, and this is not IT, this is not network, it is about flexible capabilities that need to be managed. So, and this is because we are so active, and Telefonica sent a clear message. In 2021, we will be deploying Open RAN approach with this new paradigm. And in 2022 to 2025, so going in parallel with the standalone, the deployment massive, so up to the 50% of the total deployment that we are doing today with the traditional radio vendor will be done with Open RAN and with this architecture. So, and we need to push and to guarantee that the maturity and the 5 nines of availability, they will be working. But this is an excited project. So, and there is a lot of people pushing and working. And this is because we announced the Rakuten partnership. This is because we are working with the main European operators. And this is because we are pushing in all our operation this concept. So I know that so Telefonica is not thinking to wait and see. So this is not our way of thinking.
Spot on, Enrique. Now, final question for you today. This is the start of a series of collaboration for the industry, a festival of collaboration, as we've called it, over the next 6 weeks. And many of your team in Telefonica will be participating, as will your peers around the world. What would be your advice to them? You mentioned there with Rakuten the collaboration and the need for industry collaboration. So just sum up for us, why is collaboration so important for you and Telefonica?
First of all, open mindset. So nothing, absolutely nothing is impossible. So we have been demonstrating in the past 5 years that we are not acquiring any platform that it is today in a bare metal approach. So it is feasible, it is possible. So we need to work very hard trying to change the ecosystem. So we need to work very hard trying to offer our customer an open suite of services that need to be extremely efficient. So, and we have all the pieces from the technological point of view. We have all the capabilities in GPON that, so the limit, it doesn't exist. So where is the limit of GPON? 50, 100? So there is no limit. And what is the limit of the 5G? So there is no limit. So we can do what we decide to do. So what is the limit of the open architecture? So there is no limit. So my advice it is, there is not limit. So your mindset need to be fully open. We are not only opening the interfaces, we are opening the mindset of the industry. And when you open your mindset, nothing, it is impossible. So if you have this approach, maybe you can fail, but you know, the fail, it is a good thing if you have crystal clear ideas. So maybe you cannot fail always, but you know, we need to be thinking that we can fail if we open our mindset. So the main advice it is, please open your mind, open the interfaces, both of them together. So they are helping us a lot, trying to be better for our customer. And don't forget it, for our societies, because we are not serving customers.
I think that's the
We are
perfect.
serving societies, and this is extraordinarily important. So the relevance of the industry, it is every day higher. So we are serving societies, and you know, so we know what to do.
I think that's the perfect mindset for this whole series and the road ahead, Enrique. Enrique Blanco, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much again.